Hey, Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Chachodash, the ones and apostles of great millstone, and Shalom, true wills and highways and byways, doing the works sincerely and faithfully, continually fighting the good fight of faith. Lord, when we are found in that number. All right. So this article was sent to me by one of the beloved head apostles, who kind of frequent this area through the years and knows the area pretty well. And come to find out, this location that we're going to speak on tonight is right around the corner from where we speak on Sunday. All right. So let me read the article. It says, Dunkin' opens first digital only restaurant in Boston. Now, you're going to start to see, as we've been saying from the head apostles on down through the course of these years, that it's going to be a cashless society, and then, segued into, now I'm going to use the Strong's code for it, G5480, all right? G5480, well, we know what that is, and unfortunately we can't say shit, on these channels anymore because the channel gonna get a strike. So Esau's going hard, man. Esau's going hard, so we gotta go that much harder. But all that being said, the time is moving, man. It's moving where this is what we're coming into. All right, G5480. Now, Dunkin' being the first in Boston and Massachusetts all digital restaurant. So what does that mean to you? What does that mean for the upcoming events? All right, all digital means, there's gonna come a point in time where you're not going to be able to use any cash. All right. And the main method, the ultimate main method is going to be what? G5480. All right. So, but in the meantime, we're on the brink of that being segued. This being segued in by what? This serpent's venom. Now this serpent who's trying to inoculate everybody with his venom is already putting, this play into practice. If you don't do this, you're not going to get this, or you can't do that. If you don't get this venom, then you're going to be unemployed. You don't get this venom, and your kids and your school kids can't go to college or go to school. All right? So ultimately what we're going to start seeing is this whole digital, movement start to pick up steam. And when it picks up that steam, which it's already doing, it's going to be a lot of limited things you're going to be able to do without having it. Okay? And then to the point where, as I stated earlier, this venom is going to segue right into G5480. All right? So let's read about G5480. Revelation 13 and 17. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay? So you're going to have that mark, and that mark is a representation of what? That mark, or I should say it this way, this digital atmosphere is going to be the representation of G5480, that mark. All right? So in other words, in this article, it does say, let me get down to it real quick. Right here. It says the second paragraph down. It says, the digital-only location offers Dunkin's full menu of quality products fans know and love. And the traditional order counter is replaced with 2 in-store digital kiosks where guests will be able to place a customized order and pay for it using cash, credit card, or Dunkin' Donut gift card, Dunkin' said in a statement. Now, the only thing about this right now is you're still able to use cash, okay? But believe you me, the time is going to come where they're going to eliminate the use of cash on these kiosks. You know how you go to some machines, some like candy machines and soda machines, you're able to put the dollar in, it'll suck it in automatically. All right. Well, those days are just about over, man. It's gonna be the digital, arena, if you will. Let's go here real quick.
This year's final.
I typed in digital society. Okay. It says the notion of a digital society reflects the results of modern society in adopting and integrating information and communication technologies at home, work, education, and recreation. Digital interventions are reshaping our society, economy, and industries with a scale and speed like never before. All right? So the digital era is here. We're in the digital era. Okay? And what was the end goal according to Russo by Rockefeller? The end goal is to get everybody chipped. Okay? Well, I should say the end goal is to get everybody G5480'd. That sounds nice. That sounds better. To get you G5480'd. All right? That's the end goal. And they're moving at breakneck speed. Donald Trump had a program called Operation Warp Speed. So everything's happening much faster, man. The prophecies are speeding up. Esau's putting shit down. Everything is happening now. And this is why Yahweh Shai said, if you don't shorten the days, there'll be no flesh left to be saved. Shortening the days does not mean prophecies aren't going to come to pass. They're just going to come much faster. Okay? This is Job 5, and I'll start at 11. It says, to set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. Verse 12, the point. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty. Okay? So what's one of the devices of the crafty that's going to be all over the world? G5480. So this thing is going to take off, but it's not going to be able to spread its wings and soar. Because the Lord's going to disappoint the crafty, the device of the crafty. It says, so that their hand cannot perform their enterprise. Right. And what is the key agenda for their enterprise? World domination, total world domination. Okay? But you watch. People going to welcome this digital society with open arms, man. They're going to open arms. They're going to take it right down. And then you're going to have another great divide. Okay? Those who are pro-digital and those who aren't. It's just going to be a continual battle until Yahweh Shai destroys this place, man. That's basically all that's going to happen. There's going to be differences. There's going to be differences. There's going to be two sides. And there's always going to be tension until the Lord takes this place out the way. Okay? Verse 13, it says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. Okay? So the Lord's going to take the wise in their own craftiness, because they think they're smarter than Yahweh Shai. Esau really thinks he's smarter than the Lord. Okay? So from there, let's go here. All right, let me go to Wisdom of Solomon. This is 18 and 14. It says, "For while all things were in quiet silence, and that the night was in the midst of her swift course," right? Because right now, you really don't see, you people really don't see the upcoming impending danger. Okay? So while the night's in a swift course and is quiet silence, you people think it's all good, that nothing's going to happen. All right? But it's going to happen. Okay, it's going to happen. Let's jump down to 14. Read it from the top. It says, "For while all things were in quiet silence, and that the night was in the midst of her swift course, thine almighty word leapt down from heaven out of the royal throne as a fierce man of war into the midst of the land of destruction." Okay? You people don't know, and you don't get it, and you don't see it. The Lord said he's going to come as a thief in the night, and this is exactly how he's going to come. You may be home sitting there planning what you're going to do tomorrow, planning to, the wedding and going to this and doing that. When the word of the Lord is going to leap down, to administer punishment upon the people. So don't think for 1 minute that you're in the clear. Don't think for 1 minute that nothing's going to happen to you. Okay? And here we are, prophets and servants of the Lord, supposedly under, here in Babylon, under the guise of having the ability, the freedom of speech. We got to use all kinds of code words and all kinds of analogies now, because this devil he's scared. He's trembling in his boots. The last thing he wants is to get the masses to believe and hear what the servants and the prophets of the Lord are saying. Okay? That's the last thing he wants, is to hear, our mouths on the highways and byways. Here once in Babylon, once upon a time in Babylon, you had the ability of freedom of speech. You can't do that now. Okay? You can't even put a video up on YouTube without the monitors striking your page down. And then when you try to dispute it, which is fruitless anyway, but when you try to dispute it, there's no chance in hell you're going to win it. All right? It says freedom of speech is a principle that supports the freedom of an individual or community to articulate their opinions and ideas without fear of retaliation. All right? Once upon a time in YouTube land, you was able to put your video up, say what you want, do what you want on the video, and that was that. Without fear of retaliation. But now, brothers can, put a lesson together for, 45 minutes, hour and a half, 2 hours, only for Esau to say, this violates our guidelines. Well, whatever happened to our freedom of speech? We know that shit went right out the window with that Patriot Act shit. Okay? And it says, without fear of retaliation, censorship, or legal sanctions, the right of the freedom of expression has been recognized as human rights in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and international human rights law. A lot of countries have constitutional law that protects free speech. Yeah, a lot of countries do, but not here in Babylon. Here in Babylon, you can have a woman on YouTube shaking her ass until the ass cheeks start rumbling around, half naked. Talking about sleeping with another woman's husband. And that shit will stay up forever. Let a man mention G5480 one time. That might be your ass in your channel, man. All right? But all in all, we're living in the digital age, man. And there's nothing going to stop it. There's nothing going to sidetrack it. This is what it is. And all those non-believers and scoffers and scorners who aren't going to be protected by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, okay, this is what you got to look forward to. This digital society, this digital currency. All right. So I'm going to end that with this, that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is starting to do his thing out here. All right. And don't be surprised if you start hearing about the bait and switch that these devils have done with this venom, with this serpent's venom. All right. But that's for another show. But until then, I'm going to say shalom.